know that the mannequin got a buff?
Why would you buff the mannequin?
Well, because the mannequin was obviously the best as it was, but, you know, it had to be a little bit well-rounded. So,
I see. It didn't have enough utility.
Yeah. I mean, it was already amazing as it was, but now...
Oh my, now it's almost overpowered, looking at this, actually. It could knock people off of forests, I guess.
I even rewrote the book, so now, it's expert.
Let me see it. Nice. Yeah, this kit's too good now.
Yep. Might as well just remove it.
I mean, if you comp...
It's too good for this game. It just can't be left here. Its power was always too strong.
Barrier blocks. Nobody can even go here now.
Now I can't get out, though.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you comboed it with the Canadian, you'd get a full snowball team. Any other kits that snowball?
I'm wondering, could you utilize the snowballs of it as, like snow golems and stuff to defend from summoner kits? Because I know the sniper has the pumpkins or the jack-o'-lanterns, and they only need one because it's Curse of Binding and it doesn't break. So you could at least get 2 snow golems out of that one.
How effective would snowballs be at, like, stopping the sniper from, like, hitting you? Like, don't they bounce you around a bit?
Yeah, they knock you around a little bit.
So, like, if you got the mannequin and the Canadian to work together and just start shooting at the, sniper from different directions, could he hit a shot?
It'd definitely be annoying.
We'd probably have to... We should get Jaden on and actually test that at some point. Or, hey, Dutch, do you want to be knocked around by snowballs while you're trying to shoot an arrow with a sniper? Sounds terrible. We buffed the mannequin kit. It's pretty powerful now. Oh, wait.
Slight problem with that.
It's not there anymore. Okay. Well...
Well, I checked the farmer because I was wondering if they had any pumpkins, and it doesn't look like they do. But I forgot we recently gave them beehives, which is a really interesting defense type thing.
I still don't know how beehives work in this game. Would you mind explaining that to me, actually? Dutch, shut up.
Okay, so you see there's a hive, and there's bees. So they go inside of the hive, and when the hive is broken, the bees would normally come out very angry.
Interesting.
I think they attack all players in the area, which would be annoying for anyone trying to defend it. But on the other hand, if you put them right on top of the chest, then...
You have to break it in order... Oh, that'd be a good idea, actually.
Yeah. The one time I've seen anyone try to use that, I think it was Adam, and he failed to do the part where the beehives go on top of the chest, so I just mined around them.
That was... Dutch would like to say that that was him, I guess.
My bad. Sorry, Dutch, but some better placement could have been there.
You know, I realized that as soon as I started doing it, but at that point it was kind of too late.
Did you run out of beehives? And they also have a lot more hay bales than I
thought. You run out
thought.
of beehives, Dutch? He says he did.
And I placed it.
Thinking of, like, chest defense, you want to talk about that for a second? Because one of the things we've been trying to do that I don't think people have been taking advantage of is we've been trying to equip some kits to better deal with the trident.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we chip some buckets into some of the, like, lesser-used kits?
So there's now buckets in the... I hope I put it in the fisherman, because it's kind of bad without it. Yeah, there's buckets in the fisherman and the builder.
So for anybody who hasn't had the pleasure of dealing with the trident thrower on Highlands, it's kind of shitty. The trident can really just, like, flood the entire chest, and then it takes, like, 5 minutes to even get to it with all the water and stuff.
Oh,
Plus
if you're talking about, like, buckets, yeah, those are a little bit helpful. That allows for a little bit more defense,
Yeah.
but the builder and a fisherman as well both have sponges, so they can get through it even faster.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that. Yeah, so now, like, you just run in, place down some sponges. You could even block off the door at the same time. Just run in, place some sponges in front of the door, block off the water, and then, yeah, just mine straight into the chest.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit trickier than that, just because Highland's such a defense-heavy map, and there's so many good strategies for defending at the chest there.
And if it's used to counter the trident thrower, that would mean you are versing a trident thrower that you still have to deal with to get to the chest.
Yeah, and we have some players who have really gotten good at the trident thrower.
But now, no one really plays it, because they've lost half their armor. So they're only good endgame. I mean, well, they're still good normal, like, towards the beginning.
Oh, good, even at close range.
Oh, yeah.
I really wish when Mojang invented the trident, they made it so that the trident didn't deal as much at, like, close range. Like, I wish it wasn't equivalent to a diamond sword. I wish it only did, like
a bit more damage range than melee.
Yeah, I wish, like, at melee, it dealt a lot less damage than it did at range.
That would kind of make sense.
I really want people to use it as a ranged weapon rather than a melee weapon, but it's more advantageous to use it as melee because people lose it when they throw it, which is really good for other players.
Yeah, but that's not a problem in this one, because there's no kits that have tridents without loyalty.
True.
And the nurse lost their trident, so we don't even have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, we had to take that away. Sorry, Adam. Is the nurse kit still good?
Oh yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's healing potions. I can't remember if they're healing too. No, they're just normal. But their instant healing is just very good.
Adam randomly found this kit when it was really good. Nobody else was using it. But one of the good things about this kit, I think it's the only kit in the game that has, like, a really good way to sustain itself. Because it has, healing arrows.
Yeah.
So it's like... It is, but it was better when it had the trident, because when it had the trident, it could heal itself and then also use the trident as a ranged weapon instead of the bow.
Here.
But now with the sword... Sorry, William, what?
Yeah, just take the sword.
Okay.
And then hit me... Let's try twice.
Okay. 1 second. I need to rearrange my inventory.
Alright.
I'm crowded. I have 3 different lamps in my inventory. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I have the syringe injector and a instant healing arrow. I'm at 3 hearts right now. And if I use this right...
That ain't gonna work, sir.
Let me go to the other room.
Or just run.
The instant
healing for you, but this will work.
The instant healing arrows are they're ridiculous. I'm at full health again.
How much do you have though? Like, how much does that kit have?
We have 5, but if you pick them up like after they hit you, I guess.
Oh wait, you can pick them up afterwards?
Okay, unless you're at full health, because I just hit myself with the arrow instead of being healed. But if I just there we go.
Can you kill someone with a healing arrow?
No, you cannot kill someone with an instant healing arrow. You can deal damage to them with an instant healing if they're at full health.
But like, what
and
if
that would
they're...
consume one of the arrows.
It doesn't do damage, it just immediately heals. How much, like, normal regen arrows do they have, though?
I don't even remember if they still have the regen arrows, just because they only healed, like, half a heart. So
yeah,
we probably gave them other things.
Though, if you could do that and then, like, get into the enemy base. The what kit?
Yeah, they have instant healing potions now. And I don't think the instant healing does a whole lot, but it's, like, lingering, so you can heal your whole team with it. It was meant to be a support kit, but it just ended up being too strong. So, it works out well.
How long has Barry Allen had a crossbow?
Since you asked me to add it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, instant healing still gives you, like, 4 hearts.
Once you're done with the nurse, this Barry Allen kit would be a kit I'd like to see more people use. I think I'm the only one who's ever played it.
I've played it once, right after we added it on Forest, but I didn't play it a whole lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on any map other than Forest, and I'd like to see it used a bit more. One of the things we discussed before we started this was, like, the ninja kit and how it could be used. The ninja kit has lingering invisibility potions, which...
Oh, my bad. They're just normal. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, it was just kind of hard to see.
They are lingering? They should be. The picture says lingering.
They're lingering 45-second invisibility.
Yeah, so if you combo that with something like Barry Allen, who has swiftness potions, what you could do is you could turn yourself and Barry Allen invisible. and then you go and wreak havoc on people who can't even see you, and Barry Allen runs and gets the wool while they're dealing with you.
Yeah. And the Barry Allen could be invisible as well if you use the lingering on the both of you.
Yeah. And another kit you could combo with that too that would do a similar thing to Barry Allen. The Canadian has I think they're splash potions, aren't they?
Yeah, they're splash potions of swiftness.
Yeah. Minute 7 maple syrup swiftness potion.
Kind of forgot we named it that.
Have you kept up with that trend of naming one item in every kit?
Well, the Canadian actually has 2, but at least all of the kits have 1 named item.
Nice. That would be a kit I'd like to see. While we're on the Canadian, there is actually one other strategy I want to discuss, because I tried this one time and it worked okay, but I want to try it more. So, one of our least used kits of all time, at least I think so, right? Midas.
No, not Adam. Joseph has been using that kit a lot recently.
That puts him up to like 3 uses, doesn't it? So he's like just above Barry Allen.
3 or 4.
Dutch, you used him? Okay, I guess more people have used him than I thought.
5 or 6.
But an interesting thing I tried once with not Barry Allen. Moving on, Midas is what are they called? Piglins?
Yep, they're piglins.
Yeah. So when those are summoned in, it's temporary because of, I guess, Minecraft works that way. But they attack everybody who's not wearing gold armor. So what you can do is you just, like, get a team of Midas, the Miner, and the Canadian, who all have gold armor.
You get Alchemist as well.
Oh yeah, the Alchemist does too. And then you just charge into the enemy base and place down as many as you can, and have them fight the enemies for you. And while that's happening, you just have the Miner sneak in and get the wool while everything's going on.
You could have the Crafter on your team as well, but they have to make gold armor, so that'd be kind of a waste.
Yeah. And if you waited till later in the game, the Alchemist, which is a kit we should probably talk about for like 20 minutes.
We'll get to that in a minute. It'll be too long.
Yeah, it's a kit. I haven't even seen it played yet, but there's a lot of potential for it. The Alchemist could make a strength potion, if I'm correct, right?
Yep.
So you create a splash strength potion, chuck it down on your team, then you run in and spawn as many piglins as you can, and there's no way they'll stop you. I don't think unless you like royally screw it up, I don't think there's any way they can actually stop you from winning right then and there.
Harming potions would be very good.
That is true. If the knight still had, but if you did it late game, the knight would not have that many harming potions equipped.
The Plague Doctor, if they had their decay potions, those are really good. I mean, if you land one hit on the decay potions directly and get the full duration of it, it's a full wipe on whoever it hits.
Yeah, that is true.
So you could kind of take it out.
If the Plague Doctor had Vexes out too, they could also deal with them.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't go for the players, and if all the enemy players were dead, they have no one else to attack. And Vexes can be pretty deadly little buttheads.
And the instant harming in this one would be pretty good. They have I don't know if they have decay potions.
Oh yeah,
they have 2 decay potions.
These potions would be good. Especially in, like, Castle, where the wool is very, is inside walls.
Yeah, it's very trapped in.
Yeah. So there is some ways to deal with it, but on a map like Forest, where it's, like, super open, Forest or Highlands, that could be a game-winning strategy.
Yeah. And Forest is kind of just, with Midas, could be a good one on its own, because I'm pretty sure that enchanted golden apples give you, you fire resistance.
That's something that we could talk about for a few minutes, because, like, that golden apple is really good.
Regen 5 for 30 seconds, resistance for 5 minutes, absorption for 2 minutes, and fire resistance for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, I'm still not sure if that's even a good idea to have in there, but nobody's abused it yet, so I have no reason.
I mean, that's kind of the thing, though, because this kit isn't fantastic without it. It's one of the few kits that has, like, food as an option for golden apples. But really, if you screw up that golden apple, there's not a whole lot of chances you have left. to do anything.
You want to know something I realized about the this is changing subjects, but the crafter kit. There's an alternative use for the ancient debris. You could put those on top of your chest in order to make it so they have to break obsidian in order to get in.
That's awful. And I mean, that takes longer, doesn't it, than obsidian?
It might. Is there? And there's no other kits with a diamond pickaxe.
No, there's
right?
no kit. There's no kits with the diamond
iron
pickaxe.
with efficiency.
That's awful.
Yeah, I actually don't like that I just thought of that, because that was always one of our problems with obsidian.
So you can put it on the chest, yeah.
We hated that idea, because originally the trident thrower, all the way back when we only had like 10 kits, had lava buckets. So he had water buckets. So you could have maps like Forest, where you could get lava and water. And it created some fun problems, like players could travel into the nether, which I don't think anybody ever did, but that would have been really cool.
You'd have to have some pretty select kits for it.
Yeah, but if you managed to pull it off, you could actually get into the nether, create another portal, and if you knew the coordinates, you could pop up right next to your opponent's chest. And that'd be pretty fun. Or pop up in their base, or do something weird.
Well, that would probably link up the portals, because they'd be too close together. Okay, so it takes 30 seconds with an iron pick to break obsidian. And now for ancient debris. So,
It looks like it's quicker.
yeah.
No.
Well, I don't know. It's already at 10 seconds. It's probably around the same speed.
Yeah, that's bad. We might actually, if that becomes a tactic that gets used...
It takes 25 seconds.
Okay, so that's not terrible, but that's with an iron pickaxe with efficiency, isn't it?
No, it's just an iron pickaxe.
Okay, so the miner could still break that in like 10 seconds. And the thing about that is there's only 4, so if you do break one, it's gone. It's not coming back.
Well, they could also put... You have to break both the blocks on top of the chest, and you're not supposed to break the chest.
Yeah.
So, if they put all of the... well, 2 ancient debris on top of it, that's still 50 seconds where you can't be hit out of the way.
Yeah, but I don't think that's game-breaking.
Well, that's
because
really
there's a lot of
bad.
times where...
50 seconds does a lot for you in this game. You've seen how bad people screwing up on Canyon can
You
do.
know, the interesting thing about that, if you did that with the ancient debris, you wouldn't even need to barricade your chest. I don't think you'd want to, because you'd walk out and you'd see if somebody was trying to break it.
Well, you might want to put like 1 layer around it.
I don't even think you would. Like, let's go to one of the maps right now. Take me to a canyon.
Canyon, yes. This is the one we're concerned about having this defense.
Well, no, it's just the one that came to mind.
Yeah, because Canyon, like, 50 seconds does a lot for you. You've seen what me messing around with the lava does, and it just...
Yeah.
What am I doing? This is Western Temple.
Okay, I'm on the blue side on canyon. Could you find me some ancient debris? I'm gonna do something real quick. So... Yeah. So if you literally just do this, so let's say players just do this, they don't put any other defense around it, you gotta stand here in the open for 50 seconds.
I was just thinking something along the lines of this.
Yeah, but like, in order to actually successfully, like, get through this, you're gonna have to just stand out in the open. Like, there's no way to hide and do that. So, the only way to, like, successfully steal the wool at that point is to have your entire team there just guarding the door.
Oh, yeah, because you're only hiding is
very
standing
often.
in front of the door.
Yeah, we don't usually win games by that. When was the last time we won a game because a player had the wool and the other 3 were just blocking the door?
It's been a while.
Yeah, that was back when, like, again, the Trident kit had lava, was the last time that really happened.
I think it was a little bit later than that. Because I remember there was one game where, I don't know which team it was, but one team was struggling, and we were on forest, and I was camped up top right with the fishing rod. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 3v3. Someone got the wool, and then me and a Canadian were just barricading the door. They had wood down, and I was just fishing rodding anyone that got through. But
well, that's...
after that...
Yeah, I remember those games when you just used drone and fishing rod on this map.
Well, I still do that. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun to watch you, but I always end up against you on Canyon, which sucks because you're the most annoying person to play against on this map.
Well, now that Scout exists, I found they kind of counter me a little bit on this map just because of how open it is, and I need to get kind of close to people. And
Yeah.
That's the idea of Scout, is they're supposed to knock people back and make it hard to, like, reach towards them and, you know, just find out where people are in general. And that also makes it difficult for me to you know, screw up the bottom. Because last time I was on here, Jackson was playing the Scout, and one, I only killed him, like, once that entire game.
Yeah.
And two, he thought I was getting the wool, but the point still stands, he knew I was around his base. It took him a little while to find out I was under it, and by the time he was down there, it was already, like, half flooded. But still annoying.
Do you want to talk to me about Scout for a little bit? Because I still don't really know what that kit does.
Yeah,
and
I'll
I haven't
grab the
seen
kit and then
anybody
come back
besides
here.
you use it, so...
I haven't played it yet, but Jackson has played it, and it makes me regret some of its decisions that I've done for it, because it seems like in some ideas, or some uses, it could just be a bit overkill, but...
Okay.
I don't know. It just does a lot of damage, a lot
That
more
scares
damage than
me
I
a
was
little
initially expecting. It's not like, it doesn't have power on it or anything. I'm pretty sure it's just punch. And I initially wanted to give them spectral arrows, but, you know, it's bedrock, so that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I gave them slowness arrows.
Oh, yeah, I could see how that would be a problem.
So they have punch 2 and slowness arrows. Slowness 4 arrows. So if you get shot, you can't really come back. You have to, like, get behind something and then wait for them to approach you. And then still, they have a wooden sword with knockback too, which is really good for comboing, because if they get the first hit in and then you swing afterwards, it'll create a chain where they get a hit, you miss because they're too far away, and then they walk back up, get another hit, you miss, and then so on. I had that happen so many times, and it's pretty annoying.
Something you could do to nerf that, if that becomes a problem. I know we're not... the plan of this was not to talk about nerfs and buffs, but just in case...
Just in
Because we're
case.
talking about, like, sleeper strategies and kits that should be used a bit more than they are, and overpowered ways to abuse them. But, like, something you could do with the, this kit, if it becomes too powerful, is you could change out the bows for a singular crossbow. That way the scout, it's, like, a really powerful whenever the scout hits you, but they're not going to be able to shoot that often.
That's true, but the only reason I didn't do that is because I didn't have punch on the bow.
Can you now put punch on crossbows?
I'll check, but as far as I remember, I don't think you can.
Okay. If not, somebody should tell Mojang to fix that, because that's kind of stupid.
I mean, it's a bow. It should have access to most of the other ones. I can understand... Actually, can it get infinity? I don't think it can.
Well, it should have access to all the ones the bow can. Like, it should have infinity. I don't understand why it wouldn't.
I can't find it. There, punch. And then, can I find infinity? There's infinity. But yeah, Scout's really good. Their main purpose is just supposed to be to find people, which is why they have the locator map and the spyglass. So even if someone has the invisibility, that's some way they can counter that, I'm pretty sure. No, it can't get punch on it, and it also can't get infinity on it.
Interesting. Well, okay, I just thought of something. Do you want to move on to talking about the Alchemist? Because I just came up with an idea.
Was there any other kits that we wanted to glance over? I know Spider, Builder, we didn't talk about either of those
Builder
two.
was one we wanted to talk about.
Builder would be okay on this one, but considering this one isn't awful for defense as it is, I'll go grab that kit as well. But
Builders, the real thing that makes Builder interesting is it has Silverfish Stone.
It does, yep.
So, like, if you guard your base with that, it's pretty damn hard to beat that.
I mean, it's like a similar concept to the beehives, except
you know,
it swarms all of them.
You know what we should do the next time we play Highlands? Dutch, you're listening to this. You should play the Trident Thrower. I'll play the Crafter, and Dutch can play the Builder, and we will make the most obnoxious base defense you've ever seen.
One thing you have to be careful about on the Silverfish Stone, though, is when you break one of them, it gets all of them to come out and attack you. So you don't want that to be like the layer right around your chest, because then your defense will actually tear itself apart.
That would be fine, because we'll have the what's this block called? The netherite blocks on top of the chest, because I'll be Crafter. And then Dutch will put the Silverfish Stone all around it, so when somebody breaks it, they gotta deal with it. And then you can put water on top of that, so they gotta deal with water as well.
So you just don't want it to have, you don't want it to be like the encasing layer. You would want it to be the one right outside of it. So that way, whenever they anger one of the silverfish, you'll still have another layer while they're being attacked.
Yeah, so if they break in from the top, they get kind of stuck inside of it and just die.
Yeah.
And then if we get a farmer mixed in there, so we could get those tree defenses and some bees, that'd just be terrible to deal with. Oh, and if you had if you played the fisherman instead of the trident thrower, we could get pufferfish in there too.
Yay, pufferfish.
Yeah, that would be brutal, actually. I don't know how you would deal with that. I'll have to try some more base defense strategies on Highlands. I usually go for more of a strategy like a paladin or somebody who can stay back and defend, but like I'm not usually building the defense, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm also noticing the silverfish aren't being very aggressive right now.
Well, that's upsetting.
Well, I mean, they're attacking me, yeah, but I can kind of just wander around them, and I kind of expected
that's kind of the point. It's so that you can't stand still long enough to break the netherite.
That's true, yeah.
Because, I mean,
but then
again,
you have the
50
counter
seconds to break both netherites.
There we go. Now I have the time.
And since I'll have 4 netherites, they're going to have to break all 4, because there's no way they get 50 seconds of free time. They might get 25.
Did you punch me off, or was that one of the silverfish?
I think it was one of the silverfish.
How did they get me, though?
They're just that good.
Yeah, well, I could see this being really annoying.
Oh, yeah. And that's all we'd have to do. I mean, think about how quickly we would set that up and just go straight
that's
to
what it is.
Relentlessly.
Okay, it's not breaking one of the blocks. If you punch one of the silverfish, that's when all of them start getting aggroed.
Yeah.
And that's when you wouldn't... Oh my
look
God.
at this. Like... Yeah, you ain't getting to that chest. And you wouldn't want to put too many on the chest just so you would save them. You just do the outer layer. Because you just want enough that if they try, they lose.
Okay, they do only have 32. So it's kind of limited, but you can see what 32 is right here.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't use them all right away. They just put, like... Probably just... like this. Like if you come back to the blue. Move away. Can you, actually, I don't know. Can you delete them?
I have to get to game mode C. No! I was so close. Ha, I've countered you. No, they're coming around.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you just need 12 of them, and you could just guard the outer layer of the chest. And then once they break it, you just rebuild it, and you could do that like 4 times. And then still have the netherite on top of it. And then the rest of the time, after we get that done, we just keep charging it until we eventually win. Because they can't I mean, they can't get into that. There's no way.
Well, this is kind of what I was talking about, though, how this would be a slight problem, though, is because you break one... Okay, I actually need a pickaxe for that. There we go. So you break one of them. This is just stone brick.
That's just down. I was just
That's
showing
why it
how
was
it
taking me
works.
so long. There we go. So if you do set it up like that, that's where the problem comes in, is just because... Yeah, you can actually only do that twice. That takes up 16 blocks, but you break one of these, and then you punch it, and then then your defense tears it apart. Like, you only have to aggro one of them, and the rest of them come apart.
Is instead of using all of that... Oh, okay. Broke the chest. Well, okay. So, let's do netherite. Okay, we're gonna pretend this block is netherite because I can't be bothered to find it. So you have the netherite right here, and then you have the builder come in and put silverstone, fishstone here. And then it looks like you're coming to this chest, and it looks like it's gonna be really easy to break into. It's just wearing a funky hat. But then they break this, and silverfish come at them, and once they're done dealing with them, they realize they have netherite to break.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Nobody's gonna play the miner on Highlands.
Canyon? Actually, yeah, Highlands. I've seen it done once, which was dumb.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, there's dirt. You're not gonna. There's no stone to break.
Yeah.
I mean, you can break through your opponent's defense, I guess, but like, eh.
That would be good in this kind of instance.
Powerful. And then if you accidentally hit the silverfish, they all charge you down, and you can't fight all of them. At least not easily.
Well, you could fight them all back, but if another player comes by, you're going to be, like, one hit.
Yeah. And another
it'll be
player will come by.
a major
It's
waste of
actually-
time.
Yeah. Another thing I just realized involving a different kit that nobody seems to use, the engineer.
Yup.
I don't know if anybody's realized this yet, but these chests, every chest in this game is a trap chest.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So players could set stuff up with that, and I'm not exactly sure what you would do, but I'm sure if players started really thinking about it, there's some cool stuff you could do with it. Because, yeah, you could use, and other players could, like other kits could combo with it. Like, you have your kits that have harming potions, like lingering harming potions. Imagine the Plague Doctor, but like when you open a chest, it shoots a withering potion at you.
That would be annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you die.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the main uses for it is just because they have fireworks as well as you can set off, like, an alarm system.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would be great, actually, because most of the time when you guys get the wool, I don't even know about it. Like, when you guys win, I don't even realize that you've had it. So it'd be good to have a firework system, especially on, like, Castle.
Unless you're, in,
I
like...
can actually do something about it.
In Castle, unless you were close, so you're not really going to be able to hear it that far. In a lot of maps, you would have to leave, like, an open hole if you want to be farther away from it. So you could get that, like, visible firework explosion.
And on, what's the map? On, don't they have observers, too? Like the engineer?
Yes.
I think there's some way you can rig a, automatic alarm system with the observers that, like, can't be broke. Like, if it's broke, it'll go off. I think there's a way to rig it in, like, a square formation, so that... Actually, yeah, you could do that, I think. Maybe not. I'm trying to think. I think it'd be too elaborate to actually work in a game. But I know there's some way to make it so that you could make some sort of mechanism that if any of it's broken, it'll go off. So, like, there's no way to disable it. But I think it'd be way too complex to do in, like, a small little area.
Most likely.
But there's definitely some stuff you could do with it. I don't know how effective it would be, but I really just like to see people using the engineer kit better, because there's some creative stuff you can do.
Yeah, it's just a problem of the engineer isn't all that good itself with its weaponry. I think its weapon is really just its pickaxe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it has the flint and steel, which is annoying.
If you want to use this opportunity to show off the work you did on the Skylines map, that's actually a talking point I'd like to use with the engineer.
Oh,
because that's
yes,
the map
burning.
that it's, flint and steel could actually be really good. If you want to pop me up over there.
Yep, I'm flying on my way over there.
So, last couple of days, William did a lot of work with the Skylines map because, like,
It doesn't
we
get
have
played.
a problem on that map with gliding kits. They're a little bit too good, so he put in some really cool looking rain. So now Enderman kit and gliding kit are going to be really risky on that map, because if you try to fly around, you'll hit one of these.
And they're all symmetrical, which was a little bit rough, but
Work on that.
yeah, turned out pretty well. I don't really like how the clouds look from an overhead view, but when
They
you're
look
down,
fine.
when you're down on top of them, I think it looks pretty nice. It'll go for some good bridge building and just battles jumping across, and I like that. Especially when I was messing around with the Enderman a little bit. I just like the idea of cloud jumping, if I can, you know, cloud jump right.
Yeah. So this idea was really just to deal with the pigeon and the dragon kit, because the times we've played this map, it's kind of just been a runaway victory for anyone who has those kits.
Yeah.
And yeah. So the engineer kit on this map, I think every single floor inside the towers is wooden. So something the engineer can do if he gets over to the enemy side is he can just start terrorizing their building, just burning down everything. And also, if the engineer's in a fight, he can just run and set fire to things, and as long as he can keep running, he should eventually be able to kill the other person. Or at least cause enough damage that somebody will die, maybe.
So, I'm currently in the red tower right now, and if you manage to get inside of this base once, all 6 speed is on. So if you just run, like, in a line and just start placing it as you run down the flights, I don't think it takes that much work. I mean, yeah, you're gonna die doing this, but it gets the job done. Plus their tower is down here. So I'm not quite sure how effective that'll be, but it looks like it's spreading a decent amount right now. And if you really want to just spend time while the enemy base is out, and you're trying to make sure they don't have anything to return to, then fire is a pretty good option. Fire's good. And you put it right in front of their door as well, so they either have to put it out or take fire damage.
Yeah. There's just kind of some obnoxious strategies you can try on this map using the engineer.
Or really any fire kit. Is there any other kits that have flint and steel, though?
Don't think there is, actually.
The crafter can make it.
Yeah, that's something to talk about, actually. The crafter, like, it's mostly designed so that you're going to slowly create better and better weapons and armor, but there's a lot of utility stuff that you can use. One of the things that I've never seen, and don't really think I will, but I'd like to, is the crafter on Castle can actually make shears and just go crazy mining all the leaves and then use those as blocks.
And I
Like,
mean,
if
blocks
you're-
aren't terribly limited in this game. We make sure of that.
Yeah, but if you're trying to, like, I don't know if you've shown this off to anyone, but the hedges in the castle maze now
Oh,
are
I did that, like,
a
less
lot
than
bigger,
half an
or at
hour
least they
ago.
look a lot bigger the kit I'm talking about, the crafter could just like run through it with shears and get through it pretty quickly, because shears mine leaves really fast.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how effective that'd be, but it's just something to think about. There's a lot of other things the crafter can use. Like he can make buckets, he can make iron doors, I guess, if he really wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend that. If he really wanted it to, he could make some train tracks.
A minecart system?
Yeah, I guess he could. It wouldn't be very good, but maybe we should give him more iron just so that people can think about that.
I don't think we wanted to give them access to too much iron armor, though.
That's true. Yeah.
You gotta pick and choose your armor a little bit.
The crafter's a kit you definitely have to prepare ahead of time and know what you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
But if you do, he's pretty good. And if you have a team that can buy you some time, like if you again do that Midas strategy, like have the crafter and the alchemist, and just have Midas and the Canadian just defend for like 20 minutes.
This would be fun.
Very, very doable, especially on Highlands.
If you got the time to deal with this as the engineer or any fire starting kit, really the engineer, because their flint steel has Unbreaking 3, then you can just tear apart this building. And if you want to make sure the fire is like less noticeable at first, you can light it from the underside, from the floor beneath them. And then, unless they're paying attention to the lighting from the floor underneath, it's at least got to spread a little bit before anything else stops it.
Yeah. The engineer could definitely cause a lot of problems on this map. I don't know if
on
it's
the
beneficial for you.
on the old
like,
castle design, we saw how chaotic it could be.
Oh yeah. And castle would almost be better because you can just make sure that it only affects the other players. Because you just burn down their castle, and if your castle's burnt down, like it's really easy to get to the wall. Because you destroy all the walls and stuff, so they can just sneak in easier.
I think the castle, well, the new castle design was mostly stone brick now, so it's not too bad.
Not on the inside, though.
The flooring, for the most part, is wood, except for that one room where the wood is being kept, or the wool is being kept. There's mostly stone brick, I think.
Oh. Well...
But the rest of the rooms...
Oh yeah, that room. I don't know then. Maybe we go check that out right now. I'm gonna head over there.
Alright.
Because that would be a good... Because if it is mostly wood, then maybe we should modify it so it is. Because I kind of want that to be a thing.
I'm not sure.
Also, Highlands could cause some problems with the engineer because there's so much grass that, like, just a small forest fire could be a little interesting. It looks like Castle still has a lot of wood.
Yeah, it's still got a decent amount. It's not a ton.
Yeah, and on the inside, there's like a bunch of beams that are made of wood. Yeah, the middle floor, so like the top of the castle is wood, and the bottom floor is wood. But the middle is actually stone. So maybe that's something to look into changing. But I really like the look of it, so I don't know. But yeah, fire in here could be bad. And it's not hard to start one. If you play it right, you could set a fire in there from all the way over at your castle.
Oh yeah, because Engineer has the, what are they called? Blaze? No.
Yeah.
Fire charge? That's what it is.
No, it's like, I don't know what it's called. Fire charge? Oh, fire charges. Is that it? Fire charges?
I'm pretty sure it's fire charge.
So yeah, you just set up a couple of dispensers either on the roof or on like the windows on the second floor, and you just gotta hit one piece of wood on the outside and the entire thing could start burning up.
So it would be really annoying for the top and bottom floors, because it would make it a little bit annoying for them to try and access their wool.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. What was I gonna say? And the bottom floor, just because, like, the entrance.
Yeah.
I can see why I didn't do that. Oh, this is a copy, I forgot. But
Yep, we don't need to break. We can break everything.
I don't know. I'm thinking this might not look bad. I think... Is that covered? No, it's not.
Okay, well, how long have we been going for?
Not sure. Hold on.
I feel like it has to be a good 20, 30 minutes.
Did we get to the spider kit at all?
No, but I didn't really have anything to talk about. I know it's underused, but I wasn't sure what to say about it.
Okay, so I redesigned the castle stairs a little bit. This could be something we could change, because I'm not sure how much I like the ladders right now. But
So you
that would
want to
also
do like a
make...
spiral staircase type thing?
No,
Oh,
it's just up here.
Oh yeah, I like that.
This would be something that could be set on fire as well.
Do stairs get set on fire?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like that. We could change it.
One thing that that's beneficial to the spider is the cobwebs are really annoying to break unless people think to use their sword. Then it's...
I've noticed kind of a theme with a lot of these underused kits. A lot of them have really good defensive properties that people just don't know how to utilize or haven't tried.
And I mean, the poison on it's really good. I'm pretty sure it's poison too.
What does it have poison on?
It just splash potions of poison. And I think they have
Oh.
cave spiders as well, which could be put inside of the chest.
Yeah.
Oh, and the engineer has a lot of capabilities of starting havoc in here.
Oh yeah. This was the map when I made it. I designed it in a way that was gonna make the engineer able to be used because I wanted a map that the engineer could really thrive in if a player tried. And I feel like this map is that map.
Just maybe.
Yeah, just maybe. I mean, looking at this is a lot of damage.
Might make it a little bit annoying to try and traverse.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make the map really interesting later in the game because it's going to be super bad.
Just running through this right now, it seems so much fun to play an actual match on.
Yeah, it does. It's burning down a lot quicker than I thought it would.
Oh, well, I did kind of, like, fly over it and set everything on fire, but...
Well, yeah, but like an engineer would do that in the real game, too.
Well, yeah, but I'm doing the sprint fly, so it does a little bit more efficiently. But you could still do that.
But, like, if you played the engineer and then got a team of, like, archer characters or, like, ranged characters, and your enemy team played a bunch of melee characters, you could cause problems because you just flatten the map and then your team's just built for a different kind of game.
Yeah, so there's a slightly untouched corner over here. Where'd you go? Okay. So I'm just going to put one piece of fire right there. And
see how quickly this burns down?
Yeah, I looked at it a little bit on the other side and it seemed to do pretty well. There we go. It's spreading a bit now. Once that first flame starts spreading, then it's good. It goes through it fairly quickly, so you don't need to, like, terrorize the map. It does a pretty good job on its own.
You could get one or two dispensers going at the same time, so you just launch it every 5 seconds and you could cause some damage.
I mean, really, if you just run through the maze normally as the engineer and then set a fire on every one of the corners that you encounter, go over to the enemy bridge.
Does the engineer have repeaters?
Yeah, they have repeaters.
So you could actually create like a circuit and have them keep going.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You could actually burn down their ladders as well. If you break in through one portion and then set it on fire.
Yeah, and the bridge can go down too, so if you want more time, you could just burn down the bridge, like your bridge at the beginning of the map, and just play base defense for a while the enemy player's base burns.
Yeah, the engineer is definitely like an anarchist kind of kind of kit. I mean, they're not terribly efficient, but they do the job.
Okay, well I'm gonna head out before too long, so do you want to get to talking about the alchemist, because that's a big one.
Yep, I guess the alchemist would be our kind of finishing point.
Do you want to hear the thing I thought of earlier?
Sure, but I'm gonna fly back over to the kit room so I can take a look at the Alchemist. Is there another map you want to mess around on for it?
No, not really. If you just want to pick one.
I'll meet you at Highlands.
Well, actually, we haven't talked about Western Temple today, so like, if you want to go over there, just so we can show off that one a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, that works.
We've talked a lot about Highlands.
I just like how Highlands looks. Ever since I added the cherry blossom things, I just like it.
It's a pretty gorgeous map. But something I thought about with the Alchemist is its combination with archer kits, because it could give people splash potions, and those splash potions could be used with arrows. So somebody could create strength like decay arrows or strength arrows, or just kinds of arrows that probably shouldn't be in the game.
Yeah, one thing is if you do have a 3v3, it requires all of your commitment to this. But if you get the crafter, the 9-shooter, or like the team wipe kit, you know, the one that we had to nerf like 6 times, and the Alchemist.
Yeah.
The crafter builds a cauldron. The Alchemist makes
oh my god, no.
The Alchemist makes harming 2 potions.
No! Wait, that's terrible!
Puts it in the cauldron, and then the 9-shooter...
What this madman is going on about?
The 9-shooter puts in their arrows, or quick draw, that's what it was. They put in their arrows. Or, actually, because there is one rule to the item sharing, is ammo sharing is allowed. So the Alchemist could funnel the rest of their arrows into more harming.
Wait, and then you don't even realize, because, I think in this map, isn't there cobwebs inside of here? No, there's not. But, oh, is there any maps you could get cobwebs? Because if you had the spider on your team, you can then make bows, and everybody could have harming arrows. Wait, William, think about that with the, sniper kit.
That one hits.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, that's so busted. I mean, it's hard to do. Like, it seems fair to me because of how difficult that is going to be to pull off.
And it requires, like, a set of 3. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be, because the Alchemist could use their bow for it.
Yeah, but if you ever see the enemy team with that combination of characters, you know exactly what they're doing.
Crafter and Alchemist is just awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of... That's what I like about those 2 kits. There's so much versatility they add to, like, not themselves, but just to every other kit in the game. They add a whole new layer of strategy.
I would think it would be more difficult to find a kit that the Alchemist can't combo with than there is that it can.
Yeah.
Also, here, just come over here for a second. Here is the crossbow and the harming 2 arrows. I'm going to set my spawn point and then turn myself to survival.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, I have 8 hearts right now. Make sure you hit all 3 of them.
Yeah, only one of them hit. Yeah, the other 2 go through. You're only getting hit by one of them. So, what you've created here is a way to kill 3 players with 1 shot.
I'm not sure if it does that. Oh, actually, no, harming goes through armor, doesn't it?
Yep.
Hold on. I'll put on some leather armor, because that's kind of our standpoint.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Well,
and the other 2 went through. It was only 1 shot.
this is awful. This seems so illegal, and there's nothing we can do about it.
So, yeah. Actually, maybe we shouldn't go into, like, the, Alchemist that much. Maybe we should just... Because, like, I think this right here is enough encouragement for people to start playing Alchemist and messing around with it. So, maybe we just leave it up to others to try and figure out what else you can break with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure most kits, if you give them that strength 2, which lasts like a minute 30, then they 2-shot most things. The problem is about using this kind of setup with the with the harming too is if you miss, you now have to deal with the other team having those arrows.
Yeah, that's what I just thought about, because his harming potion's all lined over the wall, and oh my god.
So once the harming gets made, it's now become a game of one-hit kill.
Yeah. Wait, so with a cauldron, if you put the splash potion in the cauldron, does it get used up when you use the arrows?
Yeah, when you click the arrows on it, it uses the potion.
How much? Like, so how many arrows could you turn in with that? 9?
With one potion, you can turn 64 arrows.
Whoa.
Which is why the alchemist does not have a cauldron.
Yeah, but you could change that easily.
They can make it normally on their own, but it's 8 potions per lingering. Or 8 arrows per lingering.
Damn.
So it's bad that way. It's just not effective.
So, yeah. Let's make archer kits overpowered, I guess.
Yup.
That's exciting. Well, I think I'm gonna head out unless you got something else to discuss, because that's a pretty good ending point.
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't know. I'm at a loss. The alchemist is just too good.
But the true overpowered kit of all of this, the mannequin.
Already removed. It's been dealt with.
How powerful could you make the
Nolan?
mannequin?
Problem. I realized a problem. Very major problem.
What is it, William?
Can you come over here?
Where are you?
I'm by the temple.
Okay.
Okay, just follow me.
Okay.
Yeah, just follow me.
Oh no!
Problem.
Leave those there.
No
Okay,
one ever
that's
saw
awesome.
this.
Okay, so next time we play, we're playing this map, and you and me are playing